Today we're just playing around with something. I'm just taking a little bit of my hardwired build and I'm just trying something different for a change. As usual. I like to try things. Uh-oh. Where'd that shit come from? Where'd they go? Oh, those are friendlies. Okay, never mind. Jesus.
You're gonna need to get the access codes to the vault to recover the item the hyena stole from Air Force One. Our hyena insider says whoever's posted in the old CEO's office will have a key card that should give you access to the vault.
Just a bit more nastier, maybe? But definitely want to try this. I just want to set this up really quick. Not that it takes very long to do this, but... I always want to make sure I get this right. This part's still debatable, but... the last one is... take that out, and that out. And insert that. Good. Alright, so we're going to try something. I'm going to show this right here. And we're just going to play. Okay, that's pretty nasty. I can't deny that. That is a little nasty. Now, the fun part is coming up on the next part of this. And I'll try this again. So I didn't even throw my hive out because I was waiting for the mortar turret to actually run out of shells. Then throw that out. Because then the mortar turret comes right back. So for this one, I'm probably going to have to throw it there.
Signs critical.
Oh. Yeah. What,
Agent
you
deceased.
fucking queer. I'm behind cover and he's still hitting me, you little bastard. I'm gonna fucking kill you. They really gotta get their shit together here when it comes to covering. Going into cover like that. The fucking shit should not be hitting me when I'm behind cover like that. That's okay, I'm gonna fuck these guys right up. They just don't know it yet.
Be clear of that turret! Loading! I'm right behind you! You lost one!
Other cons think they're safe. They're about to get a little surprise. time I'm not showing them any mercy at all. Motherfuckers. Fucking screw. Actually, I'm going to do this a different way. So I'm going to bring this out, and I'm actually going to do... Okay, so the most important part of this set for this is the chest piece, because the chest piece gives me a lot of skill damage. It gives me 50% every time I play with my skills. So we're going to switch this out. We're going to put this bad boy here. I gotta go back to the thing because I gotta go switch that. Oops. So. Come on. So just quickly, actually, let's see if there's any control points I can attack. Oh, there's one there, but okay, so we still own that. Okay. So we're gonna switch this out. Alright. Always make sure you put that damage mod on. Always make sure you put that damage mod on. Because I know a lot of people that don't. So when you put this on, you always got to make sure that you... Let's see if I can find a control point to attack. There's this one. It's not really a good control point, though. It's hard to... I know what I can do. Where's the global settings? That way. Change... Nope. Reset control points. Ah, bingo. That way I can attack this one over here. And use this thing. The part about being on PS5 is you don't have to wait forever for it to go from one to the other. Do I want to open this? Well, it's probably going to be purple. Because, you know, I don't know why purple shows up in this shit, but it does. Let's see.
Reinforcements incoming.
Because you don't do that. Oh, 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 oh.
Heavily armored hostile detected. Incoming hostiles detected.
Did I notice any improvement? The only thing that I noticed an improvement on the Division 2 on PS5 was the frame rate. That's about it.
I'll see to them. He's not lying around.
Just gotta heal myself before this fucker decides. Oh, see you, buddy. He tried to fucking take over this thing. Oh, shit.
Get out of here! Could die any second now.
You dead?
Grenade time!
Oh, nice deflection. Oops. the hell out of here.
Somebody must have been watching over us. I can't believe this shit happened.
Oh shit, rogue agents, motherfuckers.
Rogue agent detected.
Like the shit that I was just fucking encountering wasn't fucking bad enough. There we go.
Rogue sniper turret detected.
Why don't you use that cover to go around?
System disrupted. Rogue commander seeker mine detected. System restored.
What's that other fucking doing?
Pay for what you've done!
Ooh.
This armor looks good.
Move!
Damn it, still destroyed.
Good. Where's the other fucker? He's way the fuck over there. Wow. Okay. Well, now there's only one left. It's a little bit easier to manage. Okay. So now we're gonna have some fun with this asshole because he's gonna run away, but he's not gonna get very far. He just thinks he's gonna get far.
I'll keep watch!
Cover me. Reloading.
Rogue blinder firefly detected.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Rogue
Are you
agent
dead?
eliminated.
Alright, anybody else want some? Want some
Supply
more
room
rogue?
access unlocked.
We shot him!
Good work, everyone. You did good.
Alright. Seriously. Every time I take over this control point, I always get attacked by rogue agents. And I always kill them, but... I got a better piece than that. What's this? Perfect Vanguard, I got a better one than that. You get the most out of this, you gotta have skill damage, obviously. I threw the Vile Mask in there just as a little extra damage.
Yeah!
I got one over here too.
Incoming backup request.
Headshot damage, I got a better piece than that. So, anyways, took that control point back. Oh, was there one more right there? Yep. That was the other boss that died out here. Oh, got better pieces than all this shit. They need to make a legendary world. I mean, the most we can do right now is heroic in the world. Imagine a legendary world. Where instead of 2 rogue agents, you get 4 that come after you. That would make it a little bit harder, wouldn't it? Imagine having to deal with 4 of them. 2 is bad enough. So what I'm gonna do. Oh, I got a level there too. Okay. Well, that's good because I wanted to roll something. So now we're gonna. No, we're not. We're gonna just wait a minute. Now, here's my question. With the mortar turret, does it benefit more? Do I have much hope for the big update? I do. But in the back of my mind, you know how you have these little voice in your head that it's probably going to be shit. But then I'm giving it the benefit of the doubt. I have a feeling that they're going to bring some stupid mode to the game. And for some reason, I think it's going to be stupid. They're not going to address any. What I would like them to do, if they're going to bring more content out for the game, I'm all for that. But I'm also for fixing the game. First, you have to fix a game before you go and add more content. Because we all know from Destiny, the very first Destiny, remember that one? We all know those mistakes. If you don't, it's not going to work. Eventually, they fixed it up good and it worked out, but it took them a while. It's not the same maker, though. It's a different maker. It's just an example. You can't just throw a game out, hope for the best. Then there's issues that are plaguing the game, because there's a lot of issues plaguing this game. Unfortunately, they can't address the cheating, because that's really hard to do. Simply because the device that people are using is undetectable by the cheats, the anti-cheats. That's not my issue, though. My issue is these little bugs in the game, like, and the balance in PvP is most important, actually. I would love if they could address the cheating in this game, but unfortunately, they could do it, and I know they could because I've been on PC. But it would take them a lot of resources. They'd have to dedicate a lot of resources and to do it. But they could do it because there is devices out there that, like, there is programs out there that can detect on basically foreign devices that are plugged in. And these programs I'm talking about, they can tell the difference between this, which is my headset. I have this one too. But you know what? These are my Astros, and these Astros are actually better than that. And that's the Pulse 3D headset. But they have programs out there that can actually detect devices that are plugged in that are not supposed to be. But it's very expensive to implement those. And obviously,
Detected from the control point.
they're not going to want to do that, right? You know, the sad part about this is I see so much potential in this game. There's so much they could do. I could think of a million things that could be implemented into this game that would be great and it would make the game fun. However, I don't have any say on that part. But I think this content they're going to bring out, I think they're hyping it up, and I think it's going to be a letdown. I really do, because I think what they're going to do is they're going to add a game mode, and the specializations sound cool, but you know how they do it, right? Let's be realistic here, and I've got to start listening to this thing in my head that says, you know what? I love this game. I just think that they poorly execute their updates. They don't think about the long-term effects. All they see is the immediate effects. And they're like, oh, that's great. And then they forget about over time, you're going to have to come back and you're going to have to balance things. These specializations, they're bringing them back to the dark zone. And I see a big problem there. I'm all for specializations and revamping them, but let me see. Okay. So here's one idea that I had. Okay, so you know how these trees work. You see how this works? You see how they have these little options, you know, you can select and get these points and whatnot and put it into your trees. What if they took this idea? Okay, see this idea right here? Now let's get out of here. Let's go over here.
Hello, Agent.
And let's go into this menu. Okay, so what if they took that idea over in the trees with the specializations, they brought it over here to each one of these skills, and then you had a tree for each one of these variants. There was a tree that you could branch into and whatnot. I think it would be cool. What if I could make my fire stronger, right? Or what if I could make my fire so that the resistance against it is less? You know what I mean? So you know how people have hazard protection? Well, what if I could get an ability in my tree that would cost me quite a bit to get? But what if I did, And what if it lowered their hazard protection by 50% when I had this passive thing on my gear? I think that would be cool because first of all, I think that hazard protection is way too high. It's way too high. That's one of the issues because what happens is if somebody's running a hazard protection build and you're trying to use a status effect build, it's just not viable because your status effect build is useless against it because you can't make them catch on fire or you can't make them bleed if they're running 100% hazard protection. What are you going to do? What is the point of having status effects in the game if they're fucking useless? This is my point. They've got to use their brain here. You want to balance this, there's got to be a middle ground. You can't just have a bottom and a top. It just doesn't work that way. Because then the game sucks. Because people want to build builds and they don't want to use the same old thing. And if you look at PvP right now, everybody's running the same shit. They pull that firewall shield out, they use Intimidate, Adrenaline Rush, or they use Unbreakable with Vigilance with the shield, but it's always the shield. And the Lady Death, which is a piece of shit, by the way. I deconstructed my God rolled one. Okay? And yeah, a couple people were like, oh my god, you just deconstructed the Lady Death that was God rolled? I was like, yeah, I did. It's a piece of shit. But that's just my point, is everybody's using the meta builds because that's all they know. That's why I'm making these build videos. However, I'm scared of the fact that this big update they're coming out with, what exactly are they going to fix? This is what I'd like them to do. If they're going to tell us things, like, you know, give us little updates, they should tell us, like, okay, what kind of fixes are we looking at? What are you going to balance? Why do we have to wait till February to find this out? That's when you're dropping the shit. So why shouldn't we know ahead of time so we can look forward to maybe some anticipation or excited to see some changes or whatnot? But anyways, going back to the idea I just had, there's three sticky bombs here, right? And I think each variant should have its own tree. Each variant should have its own tree, and it could do different things. And maybe you could take the EMP and, you know, down the line in the tree, you could add a bleed to it. So it not only does it disrupt you, but it could make you bleed a little bit too. Or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, just give me some stuff to work on. It makes me want to come back into the game because I'm like, hey, I need to get this shit. I need to build this up. It's something for me to do. And it can make my build stronger. Decoy. We have one. I had an idea with the decoy, and I don't know what anybody thinks about this, but this would be cool. So imagine if they made another variant of the decoy. There's only one, so imagine if they made two more variants of the decoy. But imagine if one of those variants could act like, kind of like a minion type thing, you know what I mean? Like you send out this decoy and it can shoot people. It could be like a little droid or something, or, you know what I mean, like a drone or something. Not a drone, but oh my god. Like a robot version of yourself. Obviously, it could be killed, but you know what I mean? That would be cool too. Like, you can see here, right? There's 4 here, there's 4 here, and then there's 3 here, but there's an empty spot there. Were they originally going to put another skill there? And they just said, fuck it. Seeker Mines, same thing. There's 4 variants here. You got the explosive, the airburst, and the cluster, and the healer. Sorry, the mender. I said it wrong. This needs to go back to the way it used to be too as well. So what I'd like to see here, again, is they need to make this Seeker Mine be like it used to be, where I just throw it and it seeks on its own. Why they thought it was a cool idea to tell it where to go now is beyond me. Like, why would we downgrade our skills like that? To me, that sounds like a downgrade, or it feels like a downgrade, when you have to tell it where to go. I didn't have to do that in the first one, so why should I have to do it now? Maybe they could make a Bouncing Betty version as well, you know what I mean? Like, have a variant that has, like, it pops up and just, you know, it shoots shit out of it. Like, there's so many things you could do with all these skills. The chem launcher, you know, like there's so many things you could do with this game.
Bye.
I open up these menus and I see so many possibilities. Yet, they'll never happen, unfortunately.
Please remember to maintain a high standard of personal hygiene and cleanliness.
Because Ubisoft thinks that they've done everything they can do with this game. And I hate to break it to them, but they haven't even cracked the shell in this game. I see more than what they see. I see so much more. So if the story is over, who gives a shit? But when you're making a game like this and it has an end game to it, you have to have an end game plan that's actually better than what they had. Which was kind of a shitty one, to be honest. I know all kinds of games out there. Here's a good example. World of Warcraft. I don't play that game, but it's still around. Because you know what I mean? Like, they keep adding shit to it. That's what I mean. Like, if you're gonna do a game, and you know this kind of a game is a big game, because this game is actually competing against Borderlands, right? Borderlands is a fucking awesome game. But this game is sort of competing with this and kind of like Destiny, right? They're competing. Unfortunately, this game doesn't touch Borderlands in any aspect as far as loot or shooter goes. Because the guns in that game are fucking amazing. Because they're always different. Same thing here. Like, you could do things with this game that, you know, could make its life last longer. And then you know, they're gonna come out with a game called Heartland. And I hate to break it to you, but I already hate that game. And it's not even out yet. I think it's gonna be bad. I think it's gonna be shit. Unless you liked survival in the first division, which I couldn't stand it, because I just found that it didn't reward you enough for doing shit. It wasn't viable. You would go and do it, and it'd be like, you'd spend like an hour, 30 minutes or whatever doing it, only to get to the end and beat it and go, okay, that was gay. I didn't get anything good for it, really. It was all shit. Like, fix the system. But I hate when they say, well, we weren't planning on bringing any more updates out to this game, but we, you know, no, it's more like we were bitching at you to get your shit together, get her done, get this game fixed. And you should be. You should be fixing this game. I still play the Division 1 the odd time I go in there and play it. It's quite often, actually, when I don't stream, I play it. And because I miss the Secret Mine. I miss the old Secret Mine, though, the airburst, where you just threw it out and it did its thing. I miss that. And here's another thing I want back. You see these gear sets? I'll show you something. So what do you see in this gear set when you look at this? What is missing out of this gear set? What do you see that is missing out of this gear set? If you didn't play the Division 1, you'll never know what I'm talking about. Okay? So rigger and all those gear sets, they all have 6 pieces, right? So what do you see missing? I see 2 pieces, you get 1 bonus. 3 pieces, you get another bonus. 4 pieces, you get another bonus. Oh, where's the 5 and 6 piece? Where's the 5 and 6 piece bonuses?
Agent in need of backup.
I'd like to see them return. And the reason why is it would make it viable to run a green, because most people don't use a green build. Unless it's like True Patriot or, you know, Hunter's Fury. There's certain gear sets that people will use, or they'll use 2 pieces of it. So why not reward people and say, okay, if you're gonna wear the whole set, then there's a 5 and a 6 piece, and the 5 piece could be, you know, like an upgraded version of one of the 2 or 3 pieces, but the 6th piece, the bonus, could be an improved version. So for example, I'm running rigger. It could be an improved version of rigger, and here's an outline of what happens when you have 6 pieces and you have an improved version of rigger. You know, like maybe you get even more skill damage, maybe another 25%, and then, you know, maybe some other shit. You'd have to balance it, but you know what I mean. If they brought the 5 and 6 piece pack back, and I'm not going to say this, but in the Division 1, you used to be able to have an exotic build, if you remember that. You could put exotic pieces on all your spots. I would not recommend that in this game, because it would be fucking OP as hell, and you'd never fucking win against it. If you could run the Tardigrade, the Coyote's Mask, and it's just, and all that other shit, and the Gunslinger holster, yeah, no, it'd be way OP. That part I'm not, you know, I could care less if they bring that back. But the 6-piece the 5 and 6 piece bonuses on those green gear sets, they need to come back. So people can actually say, hey, this is worth wearing. I think I'm the only one that, besides probably a handful of people that really run those green gear sets. Because most people are running like the yellow shit because it's better in a lot of times that you see the builds. It's better to just run that. Like, do you remember Striker when it had the heal? When the heal was when Striker in the first one first came out, it had a heal, but it was OP as hell. They had to nerf it a little bit, but it had a heal and it had like other things. Again, the 5 and 6 piece bonuses. I think you had to have 6 pieces on to get the heal, though, if I remember right. You had to be wearing 6 pieces to get that perk, where you would have the Striker's heal, or whatever the fuck it was called. I'd have to go back and see now. That's what I want to see. But the most important thing at the top of the list is they gotta get this shit fixed up. They gotta get balancing going on. I would say balance the game. While we're waiting for this DLC to come, they should be implementing fixes as they go, like from now until the DLC comes out. That way, when it comes out, we're already up to date. Everything's fixed. Excuse of we can't fix it. We don't know how, because then maybe you shouldn't have made the game if you don't know how to fix it. That's horseshit. That's a lazy excuse when they say they can't fix something, or they're not sure how they're gonna fix it. If you want to fix something and you put your mind to it, you can fix it. If they can make a COVID vaccine in 1 year, I'm sure they can fix this game in like 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Evacuation drills will be conducted once per week. Please familiarize yourself with the emergency exits.
So I'm saying anything's possible if you just focus on it. Game's wonderful. Heartland's coming out next year sometime. Well, maybe not next year. It might be the year after. Who knows? Because they haven't really said. It said 2022/2023. Wouldn't it make more sense, and this is just my opinion, but wouldn't it make more sense to bring out the Division 3? I mean, if you're going to wait possibly till 2023 to drop Heartland, then why not just bring the Division 3 out? That doesn't make sense to me. Why would you drop a spin-off that doesn't look very fun to begin with? I think that's exactly what they're doing though, is with Heartland. It's basically gonna be PvE/P. Or you can just do straight PvE. Basically it's survival. It's survival 2.0. On the first division, you'll know. That's basically what it looks like. And I'm sorry, but boring. Can I get a game? So when Heartland comes out, I'll probably still be playing this because I'll try it, but I doubt I'll stay in it. If it's like fucking survival, I'll be here. I'll be playing this. Simply because I found that it wasn't a very rewarding system. and it was boring. I'd rather play the actual game than play that. Like, I'd actually played the Division 1 over its little subplay. Underground. I'd rather play Underground in the first one than Survival. And actually, I believe I did do more Underground and what do you call it? What was it called in there? Not Conflict. Skirmish. It was the same idea. I'd rather play that or Dark Zone than friggin' Survival. That shit was boring. And it wasn't rewarding at all. I remember I spent like 45 minutes one time in a match, and I got to the end and I beat it, and it gave me my loot, and I was like, are you fucking kidding me? I did all this work for this? That's it? Wow. And I never played it again. Not the Division, but I never played that mode again. I never played Survival again after that. And then I saw Heartland when they introduced, like, when they told us about it, and I was like, oh boy. If this is Survival 2.0, this is going to be a fucking shit show. It's going to be a shit show. They'll break it, first of all. Every time they try to fix this game, they break it even more. Look at the last time. Look when they tried to fix that invisibility glitch. Some people, like myself, we lost our character. And I was pissed, because I was like, if I worked my ass off for my character and it got deleted because their patch screwed something up, I'm going to be fucking mad. And then, so what they did, if you want me to tell you in a nutshell, is they basically reverted the patch to what they did before, which did nothing, because when they did this little fix, the invisibility glitch came back. So that tells me that all they did is reverted it, basically. It wasn't a fix, it was just reverted. I just wish they'd tell people the truth. Because I went into a match after they fixed my character, and guess what? This guy that I saw in PvP was there using his fucking artillery turret, and he was invisible, so was his turret. If you know how the mortar turret works, when somebody shoots a mortar turret at you, the ground has a big circle that's red, and you can see it. So what was going on with the invisibility glitch is, what would happen is you couldn't see them, and you couldn't see their mortar turret. So when they fired a shell at you, you didn't see the red on the ground because it was invisible. So you'd just be standing there like this, behind cover, for example. You behind cover, like leaning down, obviously. And you wouldn't even hear the explosion, you'd be dead. And you would see how you died, and you died by a mortar turret. And you're like, what the fuck? Like, I would have saw that, right? Because you see a red when they fire it at you normally. The other thing that they were doing is, let's say that's a wall over there.
Hey.
There's a very short radius where you can use the mortar turret when it's on the other side of the wall to be able to hit people with it. So, but with this glitch that they were doing, wherever they wanted to, basically. The problem is you couldn't kill them because you couldn't see them or their turret. You'd see at the end of the match, the guy would be playing, and he'd be like, you know, he'd be like 21-0. Yeah.
Shit, fire. Charles
Pissed me off. I did get the guy's name, and I haven't seen him in the game since, because I'm pretty sure Ubisoft banned his ass. I caught him on stream, actually cheating with the invisibility glitch. And I sent it to them, and then I haven't seen him since. I haven't seen him in PvP since then.
Hey there,
Because I have no mercy for that shit. If you've got to cheat in a game to beat me, first of all, I take that as a compliment. Because I must be a pretty good threat if you're having to do that shit to kill me. And secondly, I just can't stand it. It ruins the game. What goes on in somebody's mind when they do this shit? Like, what do you get out of it? Your name's on the leaderboard? I call that the loser board, by the way. I never check the leaderboard. I never do. To see where I am on it, I never do. because to me that means nothing. I've killed people before that have been at the top of the leaderboard. It doesn't mean nothing. All it is numbers, and it means he plays more than I do, and he probably needs to get a girlfriend. Most likely, number 2, they need to get a girlfriend, because they obviously fucking live in this game for like 12 hours or 13 hours a day, maybe more. What I can't stand though is I love going into this. I used to love, sorry, let me say that again. I used to love going to the dark zone, and I used to love to go to the occupied dark zone because that's where normalization is turned off. But I won't go in there anymore because there's so much shit going on in this game with people and their fucking weapon glitches and shit. It's just it just ruins it. Like, before this shit was so rampant, we're talking like a year and a half ago, I PvP'd all the time, and I was killing motherfuckers every day, like no tomorrow. And then all of a sudden, Cronus Zen comes out, and I can't kill anybody. Suddenly. Like, what the fuck? So I slowed down on the PvP, because it got worse, and it was getting worse over time. And then so I switched to Conflict to play that, and at first I was back to PvP, everything's good, and then Cronus Zen made its fucking way into there, and it's terrible. Now you got fucking damage glitches, you got invisibility glitches, still goes on in there. So that's why I do build videos and PvE, because it's probably the safest thing you can do, really, at this point, until they fix it, if they ever do. This is what happens. If they fix it, the game lives. If they don't fix it, well, the game will die. Eventually. It might be a slow death, but it'll happen. I've seen games like this before where the developer tries to fix it, or so they say they try, and they just neglect it over time, and then it just goes painfully, the game fucking dies off. And then they just close the servers, because they know it's dead. It gets to that point. And it usually revolves around somebody cheating, and
good to see you, kid.
it kills the
This
game.
dude comes in here the other day, wearing cargo shorts and socks and sandals and a fucking hockey mask.
Yeah, I know.
And I'm like, this is a dude I do not want to.
It pisses me off because I actually am pretty decent at PvP, and I find myself losing to people that I shouldn't lose to, and I know that they're not legit. When I look at their build, that's what tells me everything. Is when I go into their build, because let's say, let me see, is there anybody out here? Now there's this guy right here. Let's see if I can, before he takes off. Okay, let's go to inspect. Okay, so he's running glass cannon, tech support, and he's running that. Okay. Let's go over to his shit. Okay, so I can look at his stats. He's got 20% crit chance on that weapon. Wow. Wait a minute. Oh shit, he's gone. So I can check his stats out. And I can check his build out. Now when you look at somebody's builds, for example, I don't know if you've ever encountered this before, but it fucking drives me nuts. Where they have all blues.
Incoming backup
Like,
request.
they have all blues. They have no fucking reds in their build. It's all blues. You'll encounter them. And somehow they're hitting you like a dump truck. And you're trying to figure out how they're hitting you like a dump truck with no DPS. Like, you even look at their talents and you're like, no, how is this happening? Like, I can understand to a degree if you had something like versatile or something, you know, like, but they're not even running that. They're running like intimidate and adrenaline rush, but they're all blue. blue. These are pure blues. And you can't kill them. And it's not because they have a lot of armor, it's because they're putting somehow they're magically fucking putting out this DPS from out of their ass. It's like, where's this coming from? Where are you getting this DPS from? You're all red. Meanwhile, you're all red. You're running like, you know, obliterate, versatile, you know, you're running contractor's gloves with the Fox's knee pads, and they're fucking annihilating you basically because they're getting this DPS that's coming from somewhere. I don't know where it's coming from. I've encountered a couple people like that, and it drives me fucking nuts. I'm like, how is this possible? Test out my weapons, I'm doing like 12 million damage with my SMG. How the fuck is this guy living? First of all, how is he not getting annihilated? And where? Well, you want to know where it's coming from? Usually he has a buddy running he's usually got a buddy running this. Right here. The Coyote's mask. So he's getting a bit of their buff. But it still doesn't explain where his DPS is coming from besides that. Because even if you give him that shit, where is he getting all this critical hit chance and damage from? If he's all blues, he's not going to have it. That's what I don't understand that. And it drives me nuts. This game wants to survive, though. It's going to have to do better than what it's doing right now. And I know they said that they wanted to push back the update so that they could make it better. But we all know from the very first division, we all know what that means. When they say, I want to make it better. Yeah, well, how many patches did it take? How many patches in the Division 1 did it take before they got it right? Like 20? Like, we're at what? What are we at now? TU what? I can't even remember. 12 still? Or 13? It's going to take them to probably TU 25 to get this game right, probably. At the rate they're going, and because they've dedicated themselves to other projects. Like, if you've got a team like this that's working on this game, and they're the main team for this game, then you need to keep them focused on that game. Because when you start throwing them on other projects, then you're left with another team that's working on this game, and they have no fucking idea how that works. So they try to fix it, and they ended up making it worse than it ever was. Because the original team that was working on the game is going and doing a Star Wars game or whatever the fuck they're doing. Hang on 1 second.
Evacuation drills will be conducted once per week. Please familiarize yourself with the emergency exits.
Looking good, Agent. Thought.
If you notice suspicious activity, report it to the nearest JTF member immediately. Do not not intervene or risk causing potential harm to yourself.
I need to call an exterminator.
Evacuation drills will be conducted once per week. Please familiarize yourself with the emergency exits.
Could use some help moving stock later. Time to check the stocks again.
If you notice suspicious activity, report it to the nearest JTF member immediately. Do not intervene or risk causing potential harm to yourself.
Goddamn mice get into everything.
Food rations will be restricted for the next 24 hours. We apologize for the inconvenience.
I need a vacation. My back. It's killing me.
Alright, sorry about that.
To book a time slot, report to the range. Those with previous law enforcement
Let me just
or
see
military
something there.
experience will be prioritized.
Ouch. Perfect tech support. Okay. Oops. This is my system corruption build. It's fucking nasty. I guess the other thing that drives me nuts too is when I'm trying out something different. There's a reason why I want to try something different. I just want something to be different. I know there's a certain way to run things. So when somebody says, "Oh, when you're running system corruption, you got to run it this way," I usually go, "Yeah, but that's not what I'm trying to do here because I don't want to. I know how to do that, but I don't want to do that. I'm trying to make it different, right? That's the whole point of me doing a build video, is I want it to be different. I don't want it to be the same. And that's the whole point." Where did I just...
Detecting additional hostile contacts. Access key detected.
So, this is just my system corruption build. The system corruption build, I'm running 5 figures, skill tier 5, BTSU gloves. So I'm running the chest and the back. I could make this a little different if I wanted to, but I'm running the chest and the backpack. One gives me a more often I can use it, and the other one gives me 100% bonus armor instead of 50. But then I've rolled a couple of them into yellows. I got the BTSU gloves allow me to overcharge even at skill tier 5. I could be skill tier 1 and still overcharge with the BTSU gloves, which is great if depending on my skill tier, right? So if I was skill tier 1, I
Agent in
could,
need of backup.
when I overcharge, it's like jumping 6 tiers, basically. I didn't know you could do that with these, so apparently it doesn't matter. With other pieces like the custom backpack that allows you to overcharge, you actually have to be skill tier 6 to overcharge. And you can tell you're overcharged because when you put your skill out, like when I throw this out, it says skill tier 5 right there. I can see that I'm skill tier 5. When that overcharges, I'll see what looks to be a lightning bolt. Okay, so I'm going to overcharge.
Reinforcements en route.
And you can see that I'm overcharged because it's got a lightning bolt right there.
Bastard's trying to heal.
Hostile broadcast picked up.
Better fucking gun!
This will do the job.
Just when you thought you had me dead, buddy. Guess again, motherfucker.
I'll get around.
Hello. What's up, buddy?
Heavily armored hostile.
Down. Down. Okay, so we're gonna overcharge. Oh shit.
Hostile broadcast detected.
Can't leave them out there. Panic. Don't panic. Let's get
Incoming hostiles detected.
You're not getting away.
Hello. Oh, you know what happened? Hold on. I don't think I can do this. I could try, but just because I just saw something in the chat. So, yeah. So, how do I say this? So when people come into my stream, some people will come into the stream and they'll just, they'll be like, "Hey, watch my videos," right? But if you actually put a link to your videos in my comments, I've got it blocked. So, and I did that because I actually learned that from another YouTube streamer. And he, you set up your channel, make sure that you, in your options, make sure you check that box that says, hide any links that come into your comments, right? And there's a reason why, right? I don't want to come into your stream and say, "Hey, watch my videos." You know what I mean? I had to earn my way, and I believe everybody has to earn their way. Not to sound like a dick, but when you put work into something, and you know what I mean, like, you don't want somebody to come in and say, "Hey, watch my videos. Here's a link." I'm not the only one that does that, by the way. Some really big streamers do that as well. They click that little box that says, don't allow links to be shown in your comments. You could still private message somebody if you wanted me to, like, watch it. It's smart, actually. It is. Because you would be surprised how many people have bots. They don't pick your channel per se. They just go to any channel and they go, "Hey, watch my videos. Here's a link," and they'll go to the next one. And it's not them doing it though. It's the bot. They've learned to do, and YouTube implemented that little box as you check it, and it just automatically does it on its own. Just gets rid of it. need that. I've already got a better piece. Oh, it's here. Get rid of that. Radius.
Clan member in need of backup.
Oh, hold on. Who? Wait a minute. Let me see something. Where? Okay, interesting. So, here's my other issue with this fucking shit. So, when you're in a clan and you do a lot of shit, which I do a lot of shit with this clan. I do a lot of shit for this clan. It drives me nuts when somebody gets in the clan and doesn't do shit and they promote them to a higher rank than me. It's like, what? Wait, what? Of course he's gonna say thanks. He's like, thanks, I didn't do shit. I didn't do shit for this promotion. Come over here and see what this vendor has real quick.
Always good to see you.
I've already got a piece. I've already got that piece. Don't really have anything useful here. What am I gonna run with? Anyways, this system corruption build that I'm using, I made it the other day. I like it because it gives me a bit of both. However, the way I think I was showing it in my video is like this. This was taken away, if I remember this correctly. Where'd I put it? I had it like this, I believe. Where was it? I believe this is how I was running it in my other video. So I was running it with a couple of yellow pieces, like rolled into a couple of yellows there. And then I had obliterate and versatile on the chest backpack, which allowed me to do some really good damage, and yet still have enough skill tiers to do some damage with that as well. In which case, if I was PvPing, for example, I would take off Gunner and I would go Technician. Because most people that PvP are running the fucking Firewall Shield because it's like the only build they know how to build. nublets, like they're little nublets.
What's that smell?
So,
Someday I'm gonna
kind of like the other day, I was out driving my truck and some lady cut me off. I had an advanced green, so it was my, like, I had the right of way. And she's pulls out, goes around the corner. She's supposed to wait for me to go through that advanced green. Cuts me off, proceeds to give me the finger, and gives me this look like it's my fault you're stupid. I'm sorry. I think that's what I said out the window to her. Like, it's not my fault you're stupid. Like, why are you looking at me like that? Like, it's not my fault. I didn't give you that brain in your head. If you have one. Then a guy did the same thing. Sitting at the lights. He's in front. I'm behind. Light, the arrow going this way goes. So it means, go. He's sitting there. So I give him the benefit of the doubt. I wait like 3 seconds. Still sitting there. Hit the horn. He doesn't go, but he turns around and gives me this look. And I had my window down, and I said the same thing to him. I said, what? It's not my fault you're stupid. Like, hello, what are you doing? Playing with your dick? Like, go. Some people get buttered when you like wake them up after they've been fucking when they've been doing this. I'll show you. I'm telling you, too many people are absorbed in this thing. And it's okay if you're watching videos, that's fine. When you're at home and you're enjoying these videos, it's fine. But when you're driving, fucking leave it alone. There is no reason why you need to fucking go, oh, yeah, that's cool. Bang! You fucking smashed into somebody. Like, is it worth it? No. Are you a dumbass? Yes. If you do that shit. I would love to show you what's sitting beside me, but if I did that, I would get in trouble. Because they would say that I was displaying inappropriate things. And I'm not talking about anything naked. I'm talking about my weed that's sitting right here. I can't show that on stream, unfortunately, because they'd nail me for it. Like, oh, you can't do that because it's illegal somewhere else. I'm in Canada, so it's legal everywhere. If I want to walk down the street and smoke a doobie, it's good. Well, enough about dumb people, because I can go on and on and on, and it's not very nice because I can get pretty nasty when it comes to that shit. But I have one thing that you might like, and I think that God put stupid people in this world to test my anger management skills. I really do. I have a shirt that I want to get made with that saying on it.
It's an honor, Agent.
I think he did. Sometimes I think he did. Okay, what can I do? We took that over. That's still... I can still go kill
We've
that.
got the hyenas spooked. Their entire council is gathered at the stronghold.
You sure we're ready to take
I'll
down
put
the
this
council?
on here.
They're
This is my
scared.
fucking
We've done a lot of
true
damage
Patriot build
already.
that I like using.
We can neuter them for good.
We can neuter them. That's pretty harsh. How would she like it? So I neutered her ass. I think that's what it is. When women have kids, after they're done with having kids, it's like they want to neuter us, you know? Like, okay, you gotta get fixed. Fuck. Why can't you get fixed? Why isn't it mutual? Why is it one-sided?
I'm getting torn to pieces here.
Just kidding. Not a fucking prayer.
Gonna take over.
Is that it? Is that it? Okay, well, I can't let this sit there and not pick it up. I will pick that piece up.
Reinforcements incoming.
Oh, I got shit behind me. Woo! There we go. I got somebody behind me, don't I?
Just leave him alone.
And there goes his shield. Way to fuck up in the air.
Supply room access unlocked.
That's my true Patriot build anyways. That I normally run. It's pretty nasty actually, considering. I can show you. Basic. I'm just gonna take this off because I can just use the speaker here. It's annoying anyways because it keeps fucking pulling out. Let me go in here for a minute. So this is my true Patriot build. I use perfectly efficient with it, and I also use my Emperor's knee pads because it has double armor regen on it, and then 4 pieces of that. Perfectly efficient is good because it gives me, it makes my armor kits 100% better. Now here's a rule of thumb when you're using,
Hostile broadcast picked up.
if you're using perfectly efficient and you're running the Memento backpack as a skill build, you should see the goddamn friggin' bonus armor it gives you. It's crazy. Hey, what's up, buddy? Okay, another 100 security piece. It's garbage. Well, that's not really good. I'm gonna try something with this build. I'm not too bad.
We need you to secure a skyscraper. This may
I
take
mean,
a
I think
while.
the biggest
Hope
mistake
you
I
cleared your
just made
schedule.
myself is I gave my wife the credit card and said, you know, go shopping. I think I shouldn't have done that, but I think I'm gonna regret that actually. So, rule number 1, don't ever do that. Because I'm going to try this on Legendary. With this build, I'm going to try it on Legendary. I don't know how it's going to work. I don't know if it's going to work, but I'm going to try it. It's probably going to be rogue agents that I fight anyways, so, you know, because that's my luck.
Rogue agent detected.
I just had to say it, didn't I? Okay, well, here we go. Legendary rogue agents. Here we go. With this build instead of my other one.
Rogue Restore Hive detected. Rogue Stinger Hive detected. Rogue Assault Turret detected.
Look at my regen. It's so nice. You got that right, buddy. touchy-feely.
Rogue agent eliminated.
Legendary rogue agent's dead. And look at that. Shit roll. Shit roll. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, this is legendary. Why am I getting... I should get at least, out of killing both of those rogue agents on legendary, I should have gotten at least one piece out of all that gear that was actually god rolled. That's the least it should be. This is what pisses me off. I would do legendary. I've got a couple builds I can use in legendary. But I don't like legendary because you do all this work, and again, we come back to the same thing. You do all this work, and the payoff is usually shit. And it kind of makes me mad because it's like, I just worked my ass off to kill those two agents that are on legendary. You could have at least given me a good roll on, like a really, you know, like a god rolled piece out of all that. Of the of the 6 or 7 pieces of shit that dropped, I got nothing that was any good.
Immediate medical assistance needed.
Is anybody else seeing this right now? Is anybody else seeing this right now? So I've got a bleed on him right now and it's not doing shit. That's something new that I've noticed in this game lately. He should still be bleeding out with the pestilence, but it's not actually doing anything to him. I just wanted to point that out there for a minute.
Serious trauma detected.
They're coming over here because there's a station. They're going back to the heal station. Here we go with the fucking spammers. Not a bad piece, I'll pick that up. I mean, it could have been, again, all this shit you do, and all those enemies I defeated, and only one piece dropped. That's it. And it was kind of not that great. Oh. That's kind of my point. Otherwise, I would play Legendary. I like Legendary. It's just the gear that drops is shit. The rolls half the time are garbage. I mean, the odd time you get a good roll. But, like, I've been on Heroic, and I've actually gotten God-rolled pieces, like, non-stop. There's something wrong with the system, obviously, if that's happening. It shouldn't happen like that, but unfortunately, that's my experience so far, is that's how it's been. What time is it? So, I think what I'm going to do, not right now, but maybe in a bit, I'm going to make, well, I'm not going to make, I'm going to make a build video, a legendary build video. Call it my first one, because I haven't made any. I haven't made any legendary build videos. I'm gonna, though. Do I play in groups or solo? I'm a lone wolf, usually. Hence why my builds are more built to the way you see them, where they're more built to survive. Yeah, I'm in a clan, and I feel like I'm solo, like, forever, because, like, nobody ever is on, usually. I should just get out of the clan, because there's really no point in me being in a clan, because 99% of the time I'm by myself. I work better that way anyways, usually. What do we got in here? Nothing? Bunch of empty rooms. Okay. Now, I can use that build. I think this is just clear the room, right? Or I can use this build, which I might try this real quick. I'm probably going to die using this build, but we're going to try it anyways. Oh shit, the fucking rusher, the rusher, the rusher, the rusher. Whee! Oh, I killed him, I got him, I got him, I got him. Whew. I forgot about the rushers. Oh shit.
Immediate medical assistance needed.
Reloading.
I also forgot about that guy. Gonna say if that comes through the door. Oh, you little bastard, you still got me. Oh shit. Run. shit I can't. What? How did he blind me from all the way fucking over there? This goes to show you how much the CPU cheats. Seriously?
Enemy sighted! I'll get the mini tank operation.
Shit. No, you're not going back to get healed, fucker. Eat that shit in. Again, this build I'm using right here, I can use this on any legendary fucking mission. As long as I be careful on the rushers, I'm fine.
Accessing server. Fuel terminals detected nearby.
So this is where I say no. I want to go back to DC. When it has to do with drones or hacking, I don't like that on Legendary. I hate it. Because what usually happens is when you're hacking something on Legendary, a bunch of rushers will come out. And it's one thing to fight one rusher or maybe two. But when there's like 4 rushers coming at you on Legendary, it's fucking brutal. Yeah, see, again, this is what I was talking about before with the with the uh, with the skills not working properly. I noticed lately, I think it was after the last patch they did to this game. I was saying this about PvP because I like using the multi-seeker mines because they actually do some pretty good damage, right? But they go after the whole team, not just one person, and that's why I like them. But after this last patch they just did, I noticed that my multi-seeker mines, when I throw them at somebody in PvP, half the time they come back to me instead of seeking the target that's right there. They just come back to me, and it's not normal. They weren't doing that before. I was using them all the time, and they worked great. Because that's what they're supposed to do. When you throw them out, they're supposed to, if there's a target that's near it, like, it's a pretty good radius, it just automatically goes in and seeks them. It's supposed to do that. but for the most part it doesn't do that. So that's why in PvP I use the explosive one, because it does do its job. One little secret I can tell you about the explosive secret mine that you might not know, because not a lot of people really pay attention to it, is, and the reason why I'm using overcharge, there's a reason why. So the reason why I'm using the BTSU gloves, A, is because I want to have my Hive charges come back way faster. And B, I can overcharge. And when the Hive gets overcharged, where is it? It gets, so I'm skill tier 3. So with the BTSU gloves, it allows me to overcharge from skill tier 3 to overcharge, which is basically 4 tiers more than what I am. So right now, before I overcharge, I get 3 extra stinger hives, or sorry, charges, 60% damage, 15% range, 15% drone speed, and 210% health. And when I overcharge, let's go down here, I get 6 extra stinger charges, 200% damage, 100% range, 80% drone speed, 300% skill haste, and 400% or 420% health. That is a huge jump from here. Like, I'm going to 100% range instead of 15. So the radius gets humongous, as you've seen, and it hits like a dump truck. It does more damage. It gets 200% damage, right? It goes from, what am I at, 80? 60. I'm at 60. So when I overcharge, it gets 140% boost in damage for those little drones coming out. Now, when people are using hazard protection builds, I'm going to tell you something right now. When you overcharge, even if you don't overcharge, if you're running skill damage, their little hazard protection build is only going to protect them from the bleed. Your little drones that come out of the hive and go and hit them, they're going to do massive amounts of damage if you have skill damage on, like lots of skill damage, aka rigor. Rigor is good for that. Rigor with the waveform. Okay? Rigor with the waveform, and make sure that you're running. This is how I run it. Where is it? Let me take the BTSU gloves. This is how I normally run it. I've been using this on that too as well. So this is how I normally run this. You got to make sure you're wearing the chest piece when you wear rigor, because that's where you get the most benefit from. You can also use the backpack as well if you want, because the backpack means you can use a turret and a drone, and you can just blow them up when their duration's almost up. You can blow them up and they'll just instantly come back and you can use them again. You can be annoying that way, but I normally don't do that. I just use the chest piece, because then I can put perfect tech support on my backpack. But when you use the chest piece, normally you get 25% skill damage for 10 seconds when you interact with your skills, aka target an enemy. But when you use the backpack or the chest piece, it increases your skill damage to 50% every time you interact with your skills, instead of 25%. So basically, 50% skill damage just for using the chest piece, 30% skill damage for the waveform, and then I've got skill damage rolled on all these pieces that are at 10%. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 100, 130, plus 25, so 155. So I've got 165 if I count the 10% I get from that. So I got 165% skill damage. That's fucking crazy and absolutely deadly. So imagine your stinger, okay? Imagine these little robots coming out. Imagine those when they hit. How much damage they're doing. They're doing like a lot of damage. They will drop motherfuckers really quick. But they figure if they run their hazard protection build, it's going to save their life. But the part of the equation that they forgot to solve was skill damage. Hazard protection does not protect you from that, unfortunately. Unfortunately, people are not that smart. I mean, I know it's not your fault that they're stupid, so don't blame yourself. Like I said before, and I'll say it again, I swear to God that God put stupid people on this planet to test my anger management skills.
Hostile control point identified.
And I think he did, to be honest. At least it feels that way sometimes. Oh, what the fuck's going on over here? Okay. I thought it was rogue agents again. Okay, so...
Special delivery for ya.
What is it attacking? It's crazy. Did you see that? I don't want to die here, so I'm just going to get out of here. I just wanted to show you that real quick. Oh, we'll piss them off. Don't do this.
Reinforcements en route.
So what I wanted to show you was how much damage the Stinger Hive does when it's got lots of skill damage behind it. 2.3 million.
Clan member requesting backup.
2.3 million per hit. Now we have to take some of that away because we got to think about people with armor, right? And I'm not going to take very much away, to be honest. It's still going to be about 1.8. I've seen it, so I know. I've faced heavily armored humans,
Hostile broadcast detected.
and I've hit them with this Stinger Hive with this build, and it hits like a dump truck. It does. And it's weird because if I use, I took it off. I took it off to switch it with the waveform. Right? Sometimes I run. It depends it depends on how aggressive I want to be. If I want to be super aggressive, then I'll switch the waveform out for the BTSU gloves. Because then it means my Stinger Hive charges are going to be like really fast, right? So you saw it that way, which is not bad. I don't have as much skill damage on this one, but now I put these on here.
Hostile broadcast picked up.
Now remember when I rolled my hardwired set with some reds? There's only one drawback to the BTSU gloves when you do that. Because in order to get your hives to come back faster, you need to have yellow tiers, right? So you get 15% hive skill haste per skill tier. So if you only have 3 skill tiers, then that's only 45%. If you have this many skill tiers, actually 6 plus this, I don't know if it counts this as well, but if it does, I mean, That's 105% skill haste on your fucking Hive. That's why my charges come back so quick. Now I need somewhere to let this loose. I just took that back. They took it away. They took it back again. Look at that. Remember I just took this back? They took it back already. Okay. Well, we'll try it here then. Now, since I'm going to be, using this, I'll just go back to this.
I live, you die. I win.
4 million off that explosion.
Keep it together.
They're not stopping up.
Check every corner.
Serious trauma detected.
Got you covered.
Trap. Oh. Here they are.
No! Die, you bastards!
Sending out RC.
Wait up!
Taking too much damage.
Detecting additional hostile contacts.
Oh shit.
Immediate medical assistance
Oh,
needed.
you fag.
Agent deceased. casualties.
I thought there was cover there. Whatever. I don't give a shit. I'm used to steel build. Ouch. Okay, so, not too worried about that, really. Shield noob. What do I need here? Money. Yeah, I don't want to get rid of that, and I probably want to get rid of, no. Alright, so let me see what's going on here on my phone real quick. Just making sure I don't have any messages. I am starving. What time is it? I might get off for a little bit. But I will be back later on, guys, so if you're new, then don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell. The bell is the most important. The bell is the most important because I find that when you subscribe, when somebody subscribes, if they don't hit the bell, then they'll never know when your video comes out unless they encounter it again. So I find the bell is more important than anything. But yeah, hey, what's going on? Before I go, because somebody said hi. The next build to be to healer? That means I'm going to have to farm for some stuff. Because I never really farmed for that gear. I have future initiative. Where do I live? I'm in Canada. But I need to farm for some gear if I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to bring a legendary build. I'm going to use one of my builds as a legendary build because it actually works great in legendary. But I'll do that a little bit later because I'm starving right now. Plus, I got to figure out what supper's going to be tonight, which is going to be a challenge because I have no idea. I mean, I have lots to choose from. It's just a matter of figuring out what I want. Anyways, I will be back later, guys. Sorry. I gotta get something to eat.